Happy Thursday. One more day before the weekend. That's right, one more day. It's the weekend. Get to relax, enjoy your life, go to a gun range or go outside and go camping. I won't be going camping. I'm going to be cleaning my house, hopefully, and just kind of getting back into it. I just want to just clean the house. But, anyways, there's a big push for the government to do something about guns. They want to take away the evil AR 15, the AKs, like that's going to solve the issue, because it won't solve the issue, because the root of the issue is people. That's right. The issue is the people. We'll go ahead and take a look at the Pew Research Center later on. But of course, I'm going to bring from the AP News gunman, or the monster, who killed his surgeon and three other people. The Tulsi medical officer blamed the doctor for his continuing pain after a recent back operation. He bought the evil AR style rifle just hours before the rampage. The gunman called the clinic repeatedly, complaining of pain and specifically targeted the doctor who performed the surgery. The physician, Dr. Preston Phillips, was killed on Wednesday along with Dr. Stephanie Husan, receptionist Amanda Glenn, and visitor William Love. Police said the attack occurred on the campus of St. Francis Health System in Tulsa. Yeah, we don't really care. It was the latest series of mass shootings, which are really on the decline. I mean, some years have a little bit more, others have a little bit less. But violent crime on the all is, I think, going down. I think it's starting to peak, going back up. Mass shootings in the United States, including the deadly school shooting in Uvalde and the attack on the supermarket in Buffalo, New York. The recent Memorial weekend, we saw multiple mass shootings nationwide, including an outdoor festival in Taft, Oklahoma, 45 miles from Tulsa, even as a single death incidents account for most gun fatalities. President or Resident Joe Biden plans to talk about the killings in the evening address and called for Congress to pass restrictions on guns. But guns are not the issue. The guns are a tool that's being used. We have the Oklahoma bombing. We had the Bath massacre. All happened with explosives. We had the Thanksgiving or Christmas parade after Kyle Rittenhouse, or during that period, where a person drove and ran over people. People are going to be killing people. So, let me put this in perspective on why we shouldn't ban the AR 15. Let's say you drive a Silverado, a Chevy Silverado. Let's say someone goes into one of the pride parades and run over people. The next day, another Silverado in another part of the country does it again. They keep on doing it again. And you have this long list of people using a Chevy Silverado to run over people as a mass murder event. Would it be reasonable to ban the Chevy Silverado? I mean, sure, the Silverado has other uses. It's there to transport, either to drive from point A to point B. It's there to pick up equipment, to pick up lumber. I mean, there's definitely other uses. But let's say the government says the risk is too high, we must ban the Chevy Silverado. Would you think that would be fair for all towards you to say the vehicle that you trust the most is now deemed a murder weapon because a whole bunch of crazy people, lunatics, decide to use the Chevy Silverado? Do you think it would be fair for you to give up your Chevy Silverado because people cannot be trusted with it? I mean, because that's what they're pretty much saying with the AR 15. They're saying the AR 15 is such a deadly weapon that people cannot be trusted with it. I would hate to see what the people think about a 308 or the 7.62 round. That's a much bigger round. But anyways, let's go ahead and do expanded by. I mean, this is the 2019. I don't think the 20 is out, but this is the murder rate. Of course, the race of the victim is white. Total 3,000 white. Race of the offender which is white. Black of America. Hey, we're almost equal. I mean, it just doesn't really break down by this. The whole point is it's not a race issue, it's a culture issue. So what do I have here? What does the Pew Research say about the data about guns in the USA? This was February 3rd, so a few months back. More Americans die of gun-related death injury in 2020 than any other year on record, according to the recent published statistics from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, include a record number of gun murders as well as near record of gun suicides. These are the people that decide to check out, get a pistol, put it to the head, and go lights out. Despite the increase of such fatalities, the rate of gun deaths and statistically that account for the nation's growing population remains below the level of earlier years. Here's a closer look at gun deaths in the United States based on the Pew Research Center analysis of data from the CDC, the FBI, and other sources. You can read the key opinion findings about the gun violence and gun policy in our recent roundup. How do we get this? Many people die from gun-related injuries each year in the U.S. In 2020, the most recent year from which complete data is available, 45,222 people died from gun-related injuries. I think over 2 million people died from the COOF. To put that in perspective, more people have died from the COOF than they have from gun deaths. Let's see here. That figures includes gun murders and gun suicides, along with 3 other less common types of gun-related deaths tracked by the CDC, those that were unintentional, those that involved law enforcement, and those whose circumstances cannot be determined. The total includes the death which the gunshot injuries played in a contributing but not principal role. The CDC fatality statistics are based on information contained by the official death certificate, which identified a single cause of death. And it says right here, 54% of the people killed by a gun are the people that decide to check out. That sounds more like a mental health issue. I mean, it really does, and it could be multiple reasons. Oh, and then I'm only bringing the mental health issue into it because there's people are calling that we should have a mental background, a mental check to make sure that we're sane. My question is, how many sane people do you know? It's a legitimate question because I have not seen a single sane person in my life. Everybody is a little screwed up. And it is Pride Month, or Sin Month. And part of the group within the Pride Month is transgender people. If we're going to do a mental check on that, they will not be able to get a gun because they clearly have some mental issues. I mean, I'm not trying to be malicious, but they have mental issues. They have body dysphoria or gender dysphoria, which is a mental condition. Would that be labeled on the do not buy list? And then you get the veterans coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan, and possibly when we ever go to war with Russia, those people coming back are going to have mental issues. I'm speaking from personal experience because I did have mental issues coming back from Iraq. Does that mean I get to be put on a do not buy list? just think through what you're really asking. Because not every mental issue results in a monster being created and going to a school, going to a church, or even going to the hospital. Just something to think about. And I don't think. Oh yeah, you know, get the total of 2008 crime in the United States. Total firearms. Total of 10,000, which is the lion's share of firearms, which is broken down by handguns, rifles, shotguns, other guns, firearms, but not slated. You got knives, blunt objects, personal weapons, poison, and this is kind of outdated because I think more people die from fistfights than they do. Let's see, does this have anything useful? Not really. Nothing useful there. But still, we don't have a gun issue. We have a violence issue. And the violence is brought upon the person. The person creates the violence. Like I said, you can either build a bomb, you can take your vehicle down a parade, or you could take a gun, or you could go take something else, a blunt object, and create violence. I'm not saying that you should. I'm not saying actually you shouldn't do that, but I'm just saying possibilities are limitless of what a monster can do. With that being said, comment down below on what your thoughts are. Do you think that we should keep the Second Amendment or do you think we should gut it? Do you think that we should get rid of a platform that people enjoy shooting, that's easy to shoot, that's easy to use to defend yourself against another monster? Or should we just get rid of it because the evil AR-15 looks too much like the M4 and the M16? Leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are. Smash the like and subscribe button on any and all platforms. But most importantly, think of what you're asking the government to do. And if you're against Joe Biden taking away your Second Amendment, make sure you let the senators know. Make sure you let your House of Representative know. And make sure to let your state level know that you do not want your guns taken away. Because we have to get out and get the voice out. With that being said, have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.